guys, welcome to Carol's Universe, Tarot Readings, Tarot Reading from the Heart. Thanks ever so much for joining me on your week ahead reading. Hope you had a really good previous week. So we're focusing, week ahead, 1st to the 7th of September 2019, and we're doing the weekly check-in reading this week. So I hope that you guys really enjoy that reading, and enjoy your reading, sit back, relax, get a snack, and let's just have a look at what's coming in for the week, guys. And I'll speak to you guys soon. Take care. Hi guys, so this is your weekly check-in reading. These are the decks we're using this week. For your current self and theme of the week, guys, we are using the Fenestra Tarot by by Chatria. Key goal, obstacles to overcome, and anything you could be accomplishing for the week. We are using the Hidden Tarot of the Hidden Realm by Julia, Jeffrey, and Barbara Moore. Anything that you need to avoid, anything you need to embrace, and where you can find support, we use the Witch's Tarot by Deborah Blake. And for what we do now on the other reading, we don't do the 15 card reading anymore. We just focus 10 cards on your work and 10 cards on romance. For that, we use the Tarot Grand Luxe. And for your spiritual advice on this area, we use the Angel Answers by Doreen Virtue Radley Valentine. Spiritual advice on your 20 card reading at the end, we use the Angel Answers. We use the Romance Angels by Doreen Virtue and the Angel of Abundance by Doreen Virtue and Grant Virtue. Okay, and also any other additional spiritual advice, we use the Answer deck. Alright, sit back guys and enjoy. Hi Scorpio, so we've got your spread down. I'm just drinking some coffee, guys, so mind me. Don't mind me if I step away. I'm going to pull these cards up just a little bit so that we have, enough space that you can see everything on the cards. Okay, let's have a look. I'll put these in a little bit of wrong order. It doesn't really matter though. I use certain cards in certain areas that I wanted to use them in others. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's have a look. Who are you between the 1st and the 7th of September, Scorpio? You are the... Ooh, you're the Five of Swords. Wow. You're fighting. I mean, if you look at this Five of Swords, this does not look like your usual Five of Swords character. The usual Five of Swords character, I mean, you can see here in the picture, imagery that depicts a battle. She's got a shield, number one. Can you see the shield? She's got a sword with her. And she's got battle wounds as well. And she looks scared. This might be something to do with news or messages. There's birds flying around. I don't want to turn this into a negative reading, so we're not going to do that. It's tricky when you do tarot readings and when you feel something in a reading. But on YouTube, it just seems people jump out of their pram if you say anything remotely what they consider to be dark or negative. And it's not that. It's just that I'm a Scorpio and I'm to the point. I'm not going to rubbish people on stuff. I don't do that on readings. But it's tricky. I'm seeing stuff in this card and I really want to say it, but I'm afraid of offending people on this reading. Do you see what I mean? It looks pretty dark. I mean, I don't like the birds. It almost feels like bad news. And that's the thing. I don't want to give that vibe off on the reading, because it just seems like people just don't like it when you are kind of, and it's all about trying to be as tactile as possible. But I do feel you're fighting something here. You're in battle mode and you're looking behind you as well. So there's something behind you that you are, I don't think yet you're running away, but you're surveying the whole kind of landscape on this card. You're looking back and you can see maybe something there. Maybe there's some form of, and I'm not going to call it an enemy. It's tricky to read when you really want to, because I'm feeling lots of things with this card. It actually feels very powerful, Scorpio, and I want to say shit, but I just don't want to offend. It's really tricky because you don't want to have people start their week off feeling like crap and thinking, oh God, what's going to happen? You don't want that on a reading. So let's just say that you guys are a little bit in battle mode, it seems. It looks like it might be something to do with some information. because you've got these birds. Birds in flight on cards or information, news. What's the theme of the week about? Alright, and yeah, I'm sorry guys, but you do have these cards. It's about the Eight of Swords. So, this could be something legal, because the Eight of Swords indicates prison sometimes. But the theme of the week is all about, maybe there's something about, it just feels like it could be legal for some of you guys. Also, hands being tied with the Eight of Swords energy showing here. Trapped is the Eight of Swords. Inhibited is the Eight of Swords. But the Eight of Swords is also anxiety and fear. And sometimes it can be just like your Nine of Swords, where there are some worries and there are some fears and there are some anxieties, but it's all in the head sometimes. So it just looks like the theme of the week is all about a limitation. It just feels like there's a limitation. It might be to do with something that's connected to communication, ideas, thoughts potentially, but also swords. This one is particularly interesting because swords do represent struggles as well. So there might be something of a mental or a could even be a physical struggle here, but it's one that sees one being quite limited in their ability to break free, because that's the Eight of Swords. It's imprisonment. We'll see what happens here. What is your goal for the week? Well, it's the Eight of Cups. It's to finally be free of it. One, two. Is this the 8? 1, 2, 3. Is this the 8 or 1, 2, 3, 4? Yeah, it's the 8. It's to be free of it. That's what it is. There is something here that you're fighting against, Scorpio, and it's either something legal or it's something that's got your hands tied a little bit here with the Eight of Swords. If you thought about the Eight of Swords as being the prison, one would want to be free of it with the Eight of Cups. Because 8 represent the ability to master. It's ruled by strength, to overcome a problem, an obstacle. Okay? So 8's are all about change and mastery. And this is your desire. Your goal is, by the end of the week, to get yourself out of this situation with the Eight of Cups. To finally be able to let it go, release it, remove it from you with the Eight of Cups energy. Now you'll notice that the theme of the week is the Eight of Swords. Lots of anxiety perhaps. Some anxiety here with the Eight of Swords. If it's a mental thing, it's anxiety. Are some of you guys fighting against your anxiety, for example? Are some of you guys fighting against something legal or fighting against someone or something that has your hands bound? Well, your goal will be for the week, I want to remove myself from this, but this is all about disconnecting from it emotionally. I mean, the Eight of Cups is literally a physical card that does show you walking away. So, yeah, you guys will want to walk away from the situation and be able to disconnect emotionally from it. You don't want to feel this. If this is anxiety, you just definitely don't want to be feeling this feeling. What's the obstacle you need to overcome? Now, that flicked out on me, the Eight of Wands. There's a lot of stuff going on. You know, and it might, you know, if this is a physical situation happening here where you're literally, your hands, not literally, but your hands are tied in a situation, there's the inability to break free, whatever that situation is, whether it's legal or, you know, something at work or something in a relationship, and you're fighting about this, you're fighting for your life, you're defending yourself, you are, because on this particular Five of Swords, this isn't about, for me, smugness. And whenever I get new decks or whatever, and I get those little white books, I mean, there's with this particular deck, there isn't a little white book, it's a big book, but I don't really read the books. I should do, but I don't. I just go with, because I'm an intuitive reader as well, I genuinely go with what I feel on the card, and she looks like she's fighting from all sections, and it's something to do, the birds don't look very pleasant, so I'd probably say there's something to do with some ominous news, potentially. It doesn't have to be that, but potentially. Wanting to be free. You'll notice that you've got 8s as well. You've got 3 8s in this reading. You know, more than 1 8. It's all about mastering a situation, overcoming an obstacle, and change. And you've got 3 8s all lined up here. So there's definitely something to do with change in the air between the 1st and the 7th. And your ability to master and overcome probably a testing situation for some of you guys. But the obstacle is the Eight of Wands. So, you know, if this is something literally physical here, you know, your hands are tied on a situation, you can't move. the obstacle you need to overcome is that maybe there's a lot of information. Maybe there's something to do with lots and lots of things happening, because that's the Eight of Wands. Maybe things are up in the air at the moment. I mean, you guys, your goal is to let go, to be able to finally release this situation, to wriggle out of it, whatever the situation is by the end of the week. But it might be the obstacle you need to overcome is with the Eight of Wands. Wands are in flight. Things are a little bit up in the air, and it might not be so easy for you to kind of ground that situation with the Eight of Wands showing here. Okay. I feel if this is something to do with anxiety or depression, Scorpio, it might be that the obstacle you need to overcome is about your emotions. With that Eight of Wands energy, it's about your energy being kind of a little bit kind of all over the place. I mean, the Eight of Wands is a good vibrational card, so in terms of energy, your vibration should be high. But the trouble is, if you suffer from anxiety with a Eight of Swords, then the Eight of Wands can easily be elation. So sometimes with the Eight of Wands, it can be, yeah, I feel up one moment, but then you have the down the next. And it might be something like that as well. So it just feels like there's a lot of, the obstacle might be something to do with communication, things being up in the air, but also I get the sense a lot of erratic information as well, or erratic energy. And also there might simply be that you're coping with a lot of stuff as well. That's the obstacle, because what you've got is a situation here that you guys are fighting with the Five of Swords. You're this swords person here, and you've got your battle shield on, you've got your swords, so you're fighting, and the situation is all about the Eight of Swords, something to do with a very limiting situation with that Eight of Swords energy. For some of you guys, it might be a mental situation showing here. You want to be able to release this, but you know, by the end of the week. So really what you'd love to do is focus on this probably entirely, and focus on how, because the Ace of Cups is really just the resolution card. So your goal is to resolve this situation by the end of the week. But it might be the obstacle you need to overcome is, number one, things might be up in the air. It might not be so easy to ground the situation. Number two, the Eight of Wands could possibly suggest that the situation is very, very overwhelming and very difficult to get a hang on. To kind of get a hold on to. And number three, I think with the Eight of Wands, it might be that this is external, that you've got a lot of things, you're very busy during the week, so it's hard to fully concentrate on kind of trying to resolve this information or this situation here. What could you be accomplishing by the end of the week, though? The Magician. So the Magician could be a plan of action, because the Magician creates. So what you could be accomplishing is, and remember the Magician rules the aces, so you could be creating by the end of the week a plan of action. And remember, he's got all four aces on his desk. He's got the Ace of Coins, planting a seed. So maybe you're accomplishing the ability to start planting some form of a seed in terms of this situation. Now that seed might be to do with the plan, the Ace of Swords, for example. So you're planning, you're planting a seed. It's connected to a plan that you have, an idea that you have with the Ace of Swords. It might be that what you're doing is creating a plan, Ace of Swords, of action, Ace of Wands, for example. And the Ace of Cups could be that you can give to someone. So this could be that you could provide, because the cup is when you're giving. So for me, with the Magician and you having all of the aces, what you could accomplish is that you have all of the aces by the end of the week. And I don't play card games, but I know that if you've got all the aces in, and I've just thought about it, just came to me for a moment there. We're going to read this two ways, what you could be accomplishing by the end of the week. Number one, yeah, you do want to resolve the situation, the Eight of Cups, by the end of the week. You don't want this hanging over you. You definitely don't want it hanging over you, whatever that is, Scorpio. And it might be that by the end of the week or going into the subsequent weeks, because these cards, as I say to you, these readings can take time to also develop and to start manifesting. You can say after 2-3 weeks start to see these energies coming into play, which is why it's always good to look back on the readings if you experience stuff. It's all there on the channel. But you could by the end of the week be accomplishing the Magician. Now there's three things I'm thinking here. It's either somebody who's got the skills and the abilities and the resources to help you in this situation. That's number one. Number two, it could be you. That you are accomplishing with all four aces in your arsenal, a plan of action with the Ace of Swords that you decide to plant with the Ace of Coins. No, sorry, a plan of action with the Ace of Swords, a plan with the Ace of Swords, sorry, this is what you're accomplishing, a plan with the Ace of Swords that you put into action with the Ace of Wands, and you decide to nurture it, to plant it with the Ace of Coins, and then to deliver it to whoever that you need to deliver it to with the Ace of Cups. The third thing is you hold all the aces. So it's in your corner. The power is in your corner. So you could be accomplishing all the aces by the end of the week because he's got all the aces, So the power is truly yours and in your corner by the end of the week, potentially. What do you need to avoid? There's a Queen of Wands. But this could be a person, yes, but it could also be kind of avoid being too overly, too positive about, not too positive. She's an ambitious woman. That's the thing with the Queen of Wands. And also the Queen of Wands is the person who says, oh no, we can deal with this. That's fine. She's always got a can-do attitude. And there's nothing wrong with that. You must have a can-do attitude in this. But I feel that with the Queen of Wands, sometimes she can be the type of person who says, no, let's just do this, this and this without thinking about things. Because she thinks that just action is going to solve everything. So let's just do this, this and this. And it will resolve everything. And maybe this situation will take a little bit more thought than just throwing action at it, if that makes any sense. Maybe you really need to think through those actions before you take them, which is why you need to avoid doing a Queen of Wands, who sometimes, if I'm being completely honest with you, doesn't think about her actions. And if something feels good, she'll just do it. She'll just go for it, because the Wands are like that. The Wand people just do things, but sometimes they don't think about things. It's just whatever feels good and in the moment. So maybe you need to avoid doing something like that. The other thing might be it's a person here. Maybe it's listening to this particular type of an individual. I think you need to avoid taking a particular type of action. I think that there is more thought, because we're missing... Obviously, we've got a wand here, which is an action-orientated card, and you need to avoid that. Do you see what I mean? So the wands are all about go, go, go. They're all about taking that action. But if this isn't a person, then you need to avoid just doing something, which is what the Queen of Wands would do. She wouldn't think about it. She thinks she knows everything. She's the know-it-all of the Tarot. You've got no other energy in here except for her. It's just pure wands. So you need to kind of just avoid kind of doing things, I think, without thinking and thinking it's going to end up all right. What do you need to embrace? The Two of Wands. Okay. I feel that you need to embrace, with this Two of Wands, a new direction. And also, not just that, planning is the Two of Wands. So this is the card about being ready to venture outwards, but this comes with the need to start planning ahead. So, where I said that you need to avoid kind of just taking an action without thinking about it? That's why. Because this situation requires planning to be put into place with the Two of Wands energy, Scorpio, okay? So you need to embrace that. And if you think about it, the Queen of Wands comes after it. So she is higher, obviously, than the two. So this is the start of the journey. And you need to embrace that this is just the start of the journey as well with the Two of Wands energy here. And avoid just kind of going straight to Z. Or straight to, I think it's Y. X, Y, yeah. Y and then Z would be the King of Wands. Going straight to the letter Y. So jumping, it's almost like you're avoiding stuff and you're just jumping straight into an action without actually considering any of the steps that need to come before that. I think you really need to kind of avoid doing that, because you need to embrace that, number one, there is probably a long road ahead of you in this situation, where there are certain processes that you need to kind of take account of, Scorpio. But also with this Two of Wands, you need to kind of embrace that you need to start planning ahead with that Two of Wands energy. And this isn't something that you're going to be able to sweep. You want to get rid of the problem, right, with the Eight of Cups. You want a resolution. And it might be that your resolution is to do something. Bibbidi bobbidi boop. She's a witch, remember. She's got a wand. She's like, ooh, it's gone. But if you do that, you might be missing a trick on whatever this thing is. So you need to avoid kind of just jumping into some form of an action with that Queen of Wands energy, because there is planning that is needed here, and there's a process that we really need to go through. And if you need support, where can you go? To the Three of Wands. You could probably go over to someone, because the Three of Wands is usually abroad, or somebody over the internet, or somebody who, I don't believe that this is somebody who is in direct connection with you, because you can go to the Three of Wands. So it's almost like you can call someone, or you can contact somebody over the internet, or somebody who's at a bit of a distance from you, or somebody who's actually distant from the situation, somebody who isn't embroiled in the situation. it might be that you need, with the Three of Wands, an outside perspective on how you manage whatever this situation is, Scorpio. Okay, look, don't get all up in your feelings about it right now, okay, Scorpios, because I know that sometimes stuff can affect Scorpios. I remember I am a Scorpio. I'm 2 parts Scorpio, 1 part Aries. Remember that, guys. So I am you. We are sisters and brothers on this channel, basically. I read for other signs, but Scorpios are my family at the end of the day, because you're me. So we share a lot of traits. And sometimes you only have to mention the word fighting for stuff or whatever, and Scorpio's like, oh, fuck. We might have a hard, tough exterior, but we do worry a lot about shit. We do. We do worry. We do. We don't let it show to a lot of people. We're the magician sometimes. We want to put up an appearance. And it might be that with that magician as well, what you could be accomplishing by the end of the week is being able to put up an appearance despite everything that's happening around you. You're just kind of, oh yeah, I'm fine. Because that's what the magician does. He presents something to you. Not always true. So what I'm saying is try not to get all up in your, like, because this is the thing when you do tarot readings on YouTube, you want to give the best reading. You know, I know that people have called me, you know, oh, you're so negative and this, that and the other. And it's like, I'm not negative. I'm doing what the cards are telling me to do. And I'm reading intuitively on that. If you want me to turn every single damn card around to be a positive, then that's up to you. Go to some other reader for that. You know, there are plenty of really lovely readers. It's not I'm not a nice reader, but I've, you know, looked at a lot of readers on YouTube, and they're all really lovely and they're all really good at what they do. All right, but some will be more, you know, nicer, and some will give it to you a little bit more raw. And I'm one of those that falls into the raw category, and it's tricky when you read how I do, because I'm a Scorpio. We like to tell it straight. That's how we are as people. That's how we are. I was always like that as a little girl. They used to say when I was a little girl, she's got an old head on young shoulders, because I was never the person to put the smoke screen up, never. You know, and it's tricky when you want to say more stuff, but you're like, no, I've got to, because you have to be responsible when you're reading for an audience, you know, over YouTube or any type of kind of media. Because you have to take into account that some people might literally be going through a lot of depression and stuff, and you don't want to tilt anyone over the edge. So you have to be responsible, and that's what I've tried to be in this reading. Nothing is unachievable, Scorpio. It's just about how you navigate whatever this is. You can't rush into this. You can't rush into trying to find that resolution by kind of just whipping something up and that's it. There's a process to this, and it's going to require you to think ahead, to plan ahead with that Two of Wands energy. Okay? You are involved in some form of a battle, because you've got your shield and you've got your sword, and look at your face. Look at it. It's almost like you're fighting a one-person war. You know, and also those birds look like they're kind of like trying to do something. So you're fighting them off as well. But you're probably, this is communication. You're fighting against some, the birds look very dark though and very big. So you're fighting against some sort of information that may not be so great. But remember, it's a general reading. It's not going to happen for everyone. It's just what I'm seeing right now, okay? So please don't hold it against me, Scorpio. You know that as a reader, I only have the best interests of the client. My personal clients, my YouTube clients, that I have the best interests. I'm a Scorpio, and if one thing that people might not always agree, but the one thing I believe that people cannot call us Scorpios, and that's ingenuine. We are genuine to the core. We really are. When we say something, we're honest. And if we do act a certain way with someone, there's always a good reason for it. Okay. Universe Spirit, what is the advice that you have for Scorpio? Angels, just give me whatever cards you can. What are the advice that you have for Scorpio on this reading, please? There you go. It's telling you to trust. Okay. It says you're ready. Trust that you're ready. Okay. But you need to be assertive. Right, and there will be a peaceful resolution. Okay, so it's saying, see, do you see how God is good? This is why I always trust in God. I love God. I don't know about you guys. Whatever you believe in, you believe in. For me, it's God. And I really love these angel cards because I really believe in their messages. It's saying you need to trust that you are ready to be assertive, and that your assertiveness can resolve this situation in a peaceful way. And yes, you need to be assertive, of course you do, because you have all of these tools in your arsenal, and you hold all the aces, the magician energy. You really do. But it has to be done with thinking, planning ahead, not just thinking that you can whip something up and that's it. You need to think, literally think and plan ahead. Trust that you're ready to be assertive. You're ready to kind of fight your corner. Five of Swords. And you will have a peaceful resolution. Alright? Let's get your last readings. We're going to focus now on work and love. Bear with me. Okay, Scorpio. So, we're going to have a look at what's going on for work for you. Let's have a look at the first card. Oh, the Page of Coins. Okay. I mean, there could be some news about a project. Page of Coins is usually a project card. It's a new venture. It's a small business venture sometimes as well with the Page of Coins. So this could be something to do with a small business venture with the Page of Coins energy. This could be receiving a small check. Other readers will call the Page of Coins big money. I always call him small amount of money. This is pennies rather than pounds. This is dimes rather than dollars as far as I'm concerned. Or it's, you know, it's only a small amount of pounds or a small amount of dollars. So it could be a small check or a small amount of money that some of you guys are getting with the Page of Coins. This is often as well news about work. Because pages are messengers, so this person would carry the message about work as well. If it's money, because we were looking, if this is a money or work reading, there is a need to be responsible with your cash with the Page of Coins energy showing here. We've got the Hierophant. So the Hierophant would be the establishment card. Some of you guys might be getting advice though as well. It might be involving your savings, your money situation with the Page of Coins. Because the Page of Coins is also about accounting for the money that you've got as well. It's about being responsible with your money. And the Hierophant, it might be you're getting some advice concerning your finances, that type of thing with the Page of Coins energy showing here. Let's have a look at the next one, because the Hierophant is an advisor, but this could also be, maybe this is an establishment. Sometimes the Hierophant is kind of like a white collar establishment is the Hierophant energy. Oh, the Star, this is nice. To me, this looks like you're getting advice about some money, about your money. The Page of Coins energy here. Or you could be receiving a small amount of money from the government for some of you guys as well. If this is a money thing, you might be receiving a small amount of money from the government with the Hierophant energy. Looks very positive. It looks like there's a resolution here. There's some healing concerning the situation. Also, you could be receiving guidance from a government person concerning money, because the Star is guidance. There's cards in the tarot that mean that you're being guided. Star is one. Hermit is another, High Priestess can be another, and Moon is another card like that as well. So you guys might be receiving some guidance from, this could also be, I'm just going to read this a variety of ways. For some of you guys, it could be that there is a new project in the offing, especially if it's work. You might be receiving some guidance from a boss or somebody that you work with in an establishment, or somebody who has great power concerning maybe a new project. Receiving guidance. If it's money, receiving guidance concerning money issues here, because money issues with the Page of Coins will be that you're struggling probably financially. So you might be receiving some guidance here with the Star and that Hierophant regarding your money issues showing here with the Page of Coins energy. The Ten of Cups. So I'm seeing a happy ending happening here. You got really good cards. A happy ending, fulfillment with that Ten of Cups energy showing here. Yeah, oh my God, you've got some really good cards. Fulfillment and happiness here. Some of you guys fulfilling finally the first stage of a project as well with the Four of Wands energy showing up here as well. Good news is the Four of Wands energy showing up here. You've just got some really good cards. There could be some good news coming in regarding work, Page of Coins. It looks like it's from an establishment, a corporation with the Hierophant energy. Shining a light on, maybe you've been successful, first stage successful, it looks like here. You might be successful in maybe getting a job interview or something like that with those cards showing there. If it's money, getting some guidance from the government or from somebody in a position of power about your finances. The Ten of Cups energy, so this is satisfaction with the Ten of Cups energy showing here. Good news, feeling happy, feeling secure and stable again. So it might be financial, if you're going through a financial situation here, especially if it's anything to do with money that you owe to the government or something like that, or just money in general that you owe, Scorpio, it might be that you're getting some real help between the 1st and the 7th. Let's have a look at the next cards. Yeah, you've got money cards, man. 10 of coins. So this is financial. Financial accomplishment. This is, you've got 2 tens indicating that there's the ending of the situation. Something is coming full cycle here. Okay, it's to do with either something to do with money, getting some guidance or advice, for example. It looks like there could be some good news involved in the situation with the 4 of Wands energy. I'm not seeing any movement cards here, but I'm seeing you accomplishing a goal financially as well. 4 of coins, this 10 of coins looks like saving money. He's finally saved up all the money that he needs here. So some of you guys with the page of coins energy, it might be that your hard work as well with the page of coins, you might have started saving with that page and you've accomplished your goal with that 10, which is really nice energy here. Oh, the Ace of Wands. So new projects, new beginnings showing up here with the Ace of Wands energy showing up here. Let's have a look at the next one. Oh, you've got some amazing cards. 6 of Swords, finally moving on. Let's have a look. Empress. Oh, wow. So the Empress talks about I think that this is money. It feels like this is money to me. It feels like this is money. But the Empress is about abundance and prosperity. So this is abundance and prosperity is the Empress energy. And you guys are moving to, I mean, you're not literally moving towards it, but you are moving towards a new beginning. Abundance and prosperity here with the Empress energy. What's the last card? 5 of Swords though. Setbacks. That's an interesting road card to show up. I mean, the 5 of Swords can be where you are literally in a place of just about putting yourself first with the 5 of Swords. I mean, it depends on if you're the 3rd swordsman or the person behind. Personally, this looks to me, it's tricky because I don't want to read it in terms of just wanting to read it that way, Scorpio. But the Empress, this is financial growth. And you're moving towards growth and expansion. So finally moving towards growth and expansion. Some of you guys might be moving on from an Empress and a 5. So this could be a manipulative individual showing up here as well. Maybe this could be work. I've got completion here. The ending finally of a cycle. You've completed something on a material level here though. New beginnings. You're moving towards new beginnings. Showing up here. The Ace of Wands is a new beginning. And you're moving towards a new beginning. Maybe you're moving away from a manipulative woman. 5 of Swords and that Empress. I think if this bottom area is work, Scorpio, it might be finally completing the 10 of coins. Something on a material level. So there's the ending of a cycle here with the 10 of coins energy. Okay. You've achieved your goal as well. 10 of coins is accomplishment. So it actually could be that you guys are accomplishing over the next 7 days and going into the subsequent weeks, a new beginning with the Ace of Wands. 6 of Swords is travel. So this could see you moving on, and you do have that Ace of Wands to something new. So it's either that you're changing job, I think, in this 6 of Swords, or you're moving towards something new. It might be that there's a promotion or a change of job happening here in these energies. But I just get the impression that because you're moving out of that Empress and the 5 of Swords, this is you. This could be a boss that you're moving away from. I'm getting the impression, Scorpio, that you're moving away from a very manipulative, and sometimes when you get Empresses, they are quite controlling as well, I won't lie. If you get an Empress with a 3 of Swords, any sword card around that Empress, this can show, especially if it's a really controlling sword card. An 8 of Swords, for example. A 3 of Swords, for example. Even a 4 of Coins, that type of thing. 5 of Swords is somebody who can be extraordinarily sharp and rude. And somebody who can strong arm you and try and put you down. I don't think that this is a good person here. I think some of you guys are moving on from a really tricky person that you were working with. I think this is work on the bottom level here. I see this as being work. Alright. Also, this is all about you guys moving towards your goal. So I feel that this is a week for Scorpio in work. Moving towards your goal. There's a new beginning here. In the Hierophant. So it could be your establishment. Maybe you're changing establishments because the Hierophant is the establishment. Or maybe you're changing position because the Hierophant holds a position, especially if you're in a leadership position, which is the Hierophant. So if we were to read the cards together, and if this is work, Scorpio, I'm seeing you guys finally, 6 of Swords, moving towards your goal. You look like you are finally on your way to a new beginning. Six of Swords. Now remember, it's the number 6. So 6s represent mid-stage. So you're definitely, if you're not accomplishing this new beginning, you're definitely on your way to it, because there's a change of position here with the Hierophant energy. And it might be that there is actually, this could be staying in the same job, but you're not dealing with the same people, because it looks like there might be a change of management as well happening in work for some of you guys. Hierophants are usually managers within work, so there might be a change of management with that Hierophant happening in work as well. I'm seeing a change of management. You guys are on your way to something new and you're accomplishing goals. And there's accomplishment cards here. So you're achieving a new beginning here. You're accomplishing finally with that 10 of Coins a new beginning. There seems to be a change of position or a change of management or a change of corporation, and you're achieving your goals. Page of Coins could be some good news, good work news coming in, showing here. I'm seeing some of you guys moving on from a very manipulative person within the workplace, because the Empress and the Five of Swords can be a very manipulative, nasty female, for example. So there might have been a female around some of you guys, and she might have, and when you get Empresses, unfortunately, whether they're reversed or in the upright, they can be very controlling characters, because they tend to take control. They tend to be mother hens. So if you get, but it doesn't need to be reversed Scorpio, this doesn't, because she's aspected in a bad way with that Five of Swords. So she might as well be a reversal, where she's an overly controlling mother hen. Alright, she likes to control everything, and I think that some of you guys are moving on from somebody who's been very controlling, overly controlling in these areas here. You're moving on from that individual. Okay, that's what I'm seeing, that you're moving on from a very overly controlling female boss. She would have been with an Empress, or an overly controlling colleague. I'm seeing you moving on from. You're approaching, you're on course to move to something new. There could be a change of management or a change of corporation maybe showing up here, or a change of the powers that be that sees you moving towards your goal, for example. Okay, accomplishment of a new beginning here, accomplishment of a goal showing here, some good financial news, good work news, sorry, showing here. And what I'm seeing here is finally the 10 of Cups. So this is fulfillment. And the Four of Wands, this is the move card as well with the Four of Wands. So you're fulfilling your desire to move. So I'm seeing for some of you guys, you're either changing department within the workplace, or you're changing jobs literally. And I think that what's happened here, Scorpio, is you've been dealing with a really nasty, controlling boss. But I'm seeing you moving away from that. Okay, and you're accomplishing, finally fulfilling the dream of moving. Four of Wands is moving as well, away from a very controlling individual here. You're on your way to a new beginning, changing positions, Hierophant. Maybe this involves a change of management, change of corporation. You're on your way to achieving your goal, accomplishing a new beginning here, finally. Good financial, sorry, good news coming through with the Page of Coins. So I'm seeing either a change in job, or you're changing positions maybe within your work over the next 7 days, or consequently in the next few weeks. I think if it's money, I'm just going to concentrate on the first row. But this could also be, if it's a money situation, Scorpio, what you're looking at is with the 10 of Coins energy is basically making or accomplishing a certain amount of money. So some of you guys might be focusing on doing something new in order to get that money, because the 10 of Coins here, can you see how he's putting the money into the pot? It looks like he's saving up. So some of you guys are finally achieving saving or making an amount of money here with this 10 of Coins energy here, because you're focusing on perhaps doing a new project, or doing a new project that's going to help you make that money showing here. It could be for a new business venture with that Page of Coins energy showing here. But it might be that this new business venture requires you to get some guidance from, you know, a government person or something like that showing up here. I do feel if you've been suffering with financial problems, which can be the Page of Coins energy, because this can be debt, it can be having to pay things off. It might be that you're going to have to get some guidance, or you're getting some guidance from a Hierophant, from a counsellor. This is somebody who counsels as well. So if you've been having financial problems here, which definitely can show the Page of Coins, you'll get some advice from a Hierophant, from a counsellor showing up here. It should go really well with the 10 of Cups, because it should see you guys feeling content, happy, and, you know, joyous about the situation, because this is the card of celebration and feeling joy. All right, so if you're going to get some advice about financial problems, financial debt, it should go well with that 10 of Cups and the 4 of Wands energy. But I'm also seeing if you're looking to save money, you'll accomplish that amount that you're looking for. You'll hit the mark. This is all about focusing on ways, new ideas as well, because the Ace of Wands is new ideas. So some of you guys focusing with the 6 of Swords, seeing clearly an idea here on how you're going. So this could be some of you guys next week as well, seeing clearly an idea how you're going to accomplish a certain amount of money or making a certain amount of money. All right, but this might be maybe with the Empress energy. Maybe this is something to do with you having to be quite strategical in the situation if you want to accomplish that type of thing. All right, we're going to have a look at your love reading. Bear with me. Okay, Scorpio, so this is love. Let's have a look. Okay, some of you guys taking a bit of a break, or somebody's taking a break from you, the 4 of Swords energy. 6 of Swords, okay. So I think that because the 6 of Swords is moving towards the 4, I think you guys see very clearly that you've got to take a break on a situation. You need some time apart from someone. I think you're seeing this very clearly with that 6 of Swords moving into the 4. The Star, this is something to do with having to heal yourself. So some of you guys seeing very clearly that you need to take a break because this is something to do with your own self-care and healing with the Star energy. Also, some of you guys seeing clearly that you need to take a break on a relationship. Star is ruled by Aquarius, the sign of free thinking and doing things outside of the box, and it's very much an independent, individualistic sign. So some of you guys see clearly that you need to take a break. Some of you guys want to focus on yourself for a little bit with that Star energy. Some of you guys are pursuing the Star, so maybe you're seeing clearly that you need to take a break in a relationship so you can pursue your life purpose, or you can kind of pursue stardom or pursue something that you really want to do with the Star energy, but also pursue your own individualistic ideas and desires with the Star energy, with the Knight of Wands energy showing here. But you've got the Moon. For some of you guys, there are worries around this and uncertainties. Let's have a look at the next card. Yeah, and I think there's definitely with the Moon and the 5 of Wands, because the Moon and the 5 of Wands, when it comes to love, it talks about, you know, worries and anxieties and internal frustrations. So definitely those two cards are indicating a great deal of worry and fears and frustrations concerning this. You know that you want to take a break on a relationship because you want to pursue with that Knight of Wands energy your passions. You want to pursue your own things. Some of you guys want to pursue stardom. Some of you guys want to pursue your life purpose. Some of you guys want to focus with this Knight of Wands energy on being free, on kind of exploring your own kind of individualistic desires, that type of thing with the Star energy. But some of you guys, I think with that Star as well, are feeling really vulnerable with the Star energy because the Moon energy is about feeling scared and feeling a little bit anxious here and worried with the 5 of Wands energy showing here. 3 of Cups energy. I mean, you might be worried about a third party getting involved. So it might be that you want to take a break on a relationship. If this isn't you, Scorpio, it will be the partner. So either you or someone wants to take a break on a relationship here. You want to pursue your own desires. You want to pursue other things. You want to pursue your life purpose. You want to pursue stardom, fame, whatever it is. But there's a great deal of worry here, and you guys are feeling vulnerable as well with that Star energy. I think there's another individual involved in the mix, and you're a little bit frightened to do this because you're afraid of this person kind of getting in on the act while you're gone. The Hanged Man. I think there's a third party hanging around here with the Hanged Man. I think somebody's hanging around. Could be a Pisces. But I think that you're afraid to take a break on a partner here because there's been another person hanging around. Or it will be vice versa. You've definitely looks like a Pisces to me because you've got Hanging Man and the High Priestess. They're both Pisces people. And somebody might have been hanging around in the shadows. The High Priestess and the Moon are in the shadows. They're things that are hidden. So somebody might have been hanging around in the shadows. It looks to be like a third party. And you guys are definitely worried and fearful about that. If this isn't you, Scorpio, then it will be the partner. Let's have a look at the next card. Yeah, the High Priestess energy. Also, this is a psychic connection between two people. showing here. And you've got the Star as well. Star and the High Priestess. This is definitely like a psychic connection here. This is like a twin flame union, if you like, because union is the Two of Cups energy, and this is definitely like a psychic union showing here. It could also be intuition is telling you that this person is very... no, I don't think it's that. To me, the High Priestess, it depends on how you read the High Priestess. Because the High Priestess can be somebody who's detaching themselves from a relationship. I think that personally you're really worried to detach yourself from this relationship. I think there's a third party hanging around in the shadows. And that's why you're afraid to do it. So I think Scorpio, and it might also be that your intuition is telling you that there's a third party hanging around. Probably wants to get together with your partner with the Two of Cups energy showing here. So I think that's because Scorpios are highly intuitive. So I think number one, in terms of love, Scorpio, some of you guys are seeing clearly that you need to take a break on a relationship. Probably with the Knight of Wands to pursue, you know, your life purpose, to pursue stardom, to pursue fame, to pursue the things that you desire with the Star energy. But I also feel that you guys are feeling very, very vulnerable about this with the Star energy being a naked woman, which shows vulnerability. I think that you're feeling really worried and anxious, and, you know, feelings are up and down. So emotions are definitely up and down with that Moon and the Five of Wands. It could be something to do with a third party who's been hanging around. Okay? A third party that's been hanging around in the shadows, the High Priestess and that Moon energy. So it looks like somebody's been hanging around in the shadows and you're afraid of your partner getting together with them, probably with the Two of Cups. Okay, I do feel that you've got very strong psychic connection to the partner here, but your focus is saying, well, even though I've got a really strong psychic connection to this person, and we are indeed soulmates with that Star and the Two of Cups in there as well, and also the High Priestess, because the High Priestess represents also a past life connection. She's just forgotten about it. So you've definitely got this past life connection going on with this person here, Scorpio, but you're saying realistically, I clearly need to take a break. We clearly need to take a break. Maybe you've been clashing with the partner showing up here. Maybe there's been clashes and arguments with the partner. Okay, could be over a third party who's been hanging around as well. So it might be also Scorpio wants to move on, wants to see clearly that they need to take a break from a partner. It might be that you've been clashing with the partner over a third party hanging around. Okay, it might be that your intuition is telling you that they're, you know, that you and the partner and this other individual have been together with the Two of Cups energy in secret with that Moon energy showing there. Okay, maybe there was sex involved with the Knight of Wands energy in secret between both parties. And your intuition is telling you with the High Priestess, I can see clearly now that I need to move away from this kind of competitive, because this can be the competitor, third party who's trying to compete for my partner's affections. They've been hanging around in secret. So I just feel that whatever, I'm just reading the cards in all sorts of ways. I think whatever the situation is, Scorpio, some of you guys see very clearly that you've got to take a break on a relationship. I think there's jealousy here as well. I think because Scorpios are renowned for being quite jealous. I think that I'm not being rude, Scorpio, I think some of you guys are probably a little bit jealous as well. You're very fearful and quite jealous as well. But also your intuition is kind of telling you that there's a third party who's been hanging around and there's been a clash over this, which is why your intuition is telling you, I need to move, you know, take a break. I'm feeling really vulnerable about this. I reckon that my partner's been seeing this person in secret. There could have been sex involved with the Knight of Wands energy as well. So something, and it makes sense that you would need to take a break because this particular spread looks like it's driving you guys mad. It literally looks like you're going mad with this. It looks like you've been really suspicious about someone and it's literally driving you mad. Let's get the advice cards for the readings. Universe, Spirit, just give me any advice you can think of for love. It doesn't have to be necessarily be pertaining to this reading, but any advice you've got. Okay, those ones want to come out. We've got, oh God, we've got 4 cards. So it says, give your relationship a chance, Scorpio. Work on your partnership. Oh, wow. Well, I was saying that you looked like you were literally really paranoid. It says, give your relationship a chance, Scorpio. Let go of control issues. And that would make sense because, as I said, you guys look like you're literally going nuts over a situation. You really are overthinking something here. You've been thinking that this person's been having sex with another individual, that type of thing. New love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. So maybe this person's quite new. Maybe there's something about them being quiet or something. Has this person been detached and quiet within the relationship? Is that why your intuition is telling you that you need to clearly need to take a break on this? You're feeling confused with the Five of Wands energy. You're probably wondering if there's a third party hanging around here. Okay. Is the partner secretly, High Priestess Moon, seeing this person? Two of Cups energy. Has there been sex involved? And it says it's the honeymoon period. Enjoy the bliss. So basically, I think what it's saying is I think this might be a relatively new relationship for some of you guys. Potentially. It doesn't have to be. But the cards seem to be saying, give your relationship a chance and work on the partnership, okay? You need to let go of control issues, Scorpio, and allow this situation to unfold naturally, okay? Because this is a new person who has stirred your feelings, and you just simply need to enjoy the honeymoon period, which I think the universe is actually saying try not to take it too seriously as yet, okay? That's what I think it's saying on that reading. Let's have a quick look at what your advice is for work and finances. Universe, Spirit, what is the advice you have for Scorpio on work and finances? Show me. Release resentments about money. So yes, the money system of the world can seem upsetting, but holding resentments about finances just pushes your abundance away. Instead, see money as a tool you can use to better the world, and this shift will help you attract support and golden opportunities. Lovely. And finally, sorry, this reading's gone way over. I didn't mean it to. Sorry about that, guys. And finally, let's have a quick look at the 3 card from the Answers deck. All right, let's have a look. So, spiritual. So, confusion and spiritual. I think that you're going to be seeing something's being confused, but you're going to see something quite clearly, because there's an eye who's seeing for me quite clearly here. Spiritual. Maybe there's a spiritual lesson to learn. Let's have a look at the last card. Oh, there's going to be a spiritual rebirth. No, barrier. Spiritual barriers. Okay. I feel that the universe is saying that this week there might be some confusion here. It's because there's spiritual blocks going on. You have to find a way to release these spiritual barriers. You're not seeing things clearly because there are spiritual barriers here, Scorpio. You need to find a way to release them. Let me see how you can release those spiritual barriers. How can Scorpio release those spiritual barriers in 2 cards? Right, there's a hidden enemy here. Creating a storm. It's a brown-haired woman. You need to communicate with a brown-haired woman, it says. Well, it says, look, there's confusion because there's a spiritual barrier here. Maybe somebody's put a spiritual barrier in your way that's causing the confusion. This looks slightly like witchcraft to me for these areas, and I don't know why that is. It says there's a hidden enemy that's creating a storm. That looks like somebody's been causing some shit on you. But it looks like because it's all about this person's been causing spiritual barriers, i.e. there's no kind of freedom or clarity or release here. There's a spiritual block that somebody's been putting in your way. And that's why you guys are feeling very confused. Some of you guys this week. All right. And it looks to me like this person that's been creating the spiritual block is a hidden enemy who's been creating a storm for you. That looks to me like witchcraft, because the spiritual barrier, it's not like somebody's been, you know, writing a whole heap of shit about you on the internet, you know. This is literally a spiritual blockage. Your spirit is blocked. That's why you're confused, because your spirit's blocked. But somebody has put this on you, Scorpio. It's a hidden enemy that's creating a storm. So this looks like, if there's any kind of tarot readers on here or any spiritual people on here that are experiencing some weird time with your readings, or, you know, your readings aren't on point, or maybe, you know, your business is going a bit shitty or something like that, it's because you've got a hidden enemy that's creating a storm. They're putting these spiritual barriers in your way. You need to communicate with a brown-haired woman about this and how you're going to resolve it, okay? I don't know who she is. This will be somebody who can help. Yeah, this is a woman of faith. You need to communicate with a brown-haired woman of faith. Can you see that? You need to communicate with a brown-haired woman of faith, Scorpio. All right, this person can help you. Okay. They'll give you the truth. It might not be what you want to hear because you've got the bad news card, but there will be a lesson in this for you to learn. Alright, that is your reading, my darlings. I'd like to say thanks ever so much for joining me on Carol's Universe. If you'd like a private reading, you know where to go. The comment section below holds my website details. And yeah, have a great week, my darlings. Love you loads. Take care. Bye bye.